Thank you very much, Dr. Duncan. I must say that it's kind of nice to see all the conservatives, the liberals, and the NDP in one room, and not at war against one another, but all as one humongous loud voice. And I want to thank the organizers for allowing me to be part of this evening. And in closing, I want to say one thing before I bring my good friend Chuck Konkel up to the podium. I'm going to keep it short because I have been known to be long-winded at times. As you well know, Dave Saunders, I can be long-winded, right? But the point is this: what we need at City Hall, what we need at Queen's Park, and what we need at Parliament Hill are not politicians. We need leaders. We need people that know how to unite our communities, know how to lead and not divide. When Chuck Konkel came to me many years ago, a police officer of 30 years who not only worked here as a police officer but also worked in Hong Kong as a police officer. This gentleman is a journalist. He is a law enforcement officer, but most of all, this man is a compassionate and caring Canadian. And he said, I want to go to Ottawa. And he knows that I sort of had disdain for most politicians. I did. When you grow up in the projects, when you grow up as a young black back in the 50s, to be honest with you, we weren't on a level playing field, and anybody that told me we were was lying, and I knew it. See, us dumb young dudes, we may be young, but we weren't stupid. We knew that we didn't have the same opportunities. And I talked to Chuck Konkel about that a lot. And Chuck said, I want to go to Ottawa because I want to make changes. And he took me into these areas, Markham, Eglinton area. We banged on doors, we talked to people, and I'll tell you, there are a lot of people in those areas that are in low-income wages. And when I saw the sincerity of Chuck Konkel and the compassion, that's when I began to back him. He's my horse, and I want to ride him into Ottawa. And I'm serious, because I believe in him. Man, I'm an ex-con, ex-gang member, did time. Yet one of my closest friends is a copper or a police officer, but he's a man that cares. So I'm going to bring him up with no farther ado. He asked me to come out tonight, and here I am, and I just love this community. And when I had my radio show, we had many of the Sri Lankan people on. You'd bring them in the studio, and we'd talk about what was going on in Sri Lanka. But ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big warm applause for Chuck Konkel, please. Let's welcome him up.